Picture a participant of mankind laying in his deathbed and picture that they were a good and wise person towards the entire world. Do you not think that there will be at least one person that will either say out loud or keep to themselves some sort of relief at the fact that they are finally going away, that they are finally leaving this planet? Oh, we'll be liberated from this schoolmaster, we'll be liberated from this person. Yes, it is true that he never did any bad to anybody, nor did he hinder anyone. But in his way of teaching, I felt like he was tactfully elevating himself above others in arrogance, even though this may not have been the case and it was only in his mind. Considering that this is what happens to a good participant, a really good person, what about the average person like you and I? What will people have in mind? As we are taking our final breath, a lot of people will be happy that we are going away. If they are happy about such occasion, so we persevere or fret the fact that we are no longer going to be there anymore, no longer going to be amongst this community? Well, one ought to feel relieved at the fact that they are finally departing from such a life where they are not wanted. Let's say you lived your life united with your consciousness as much as possible. This means that you lived your life adhering to your values rather than settling for the affairs of others or for your own temptations or emotional impulses. Having lived a life where if anybody was to say of you, this person is unjust and is bad, they will be plain liars. And do understand that it's in your power to make it be that way. Because who is that person that could hinder you from being good and fair in the world? And it's not enough of a recompense. And if the world doesn't want such a person, if you are good, if you are just, loving, and still on your deathbed there will be people relieved at your departure, then do not fret it. No longer stay among these people. They are not deserving of such a man. But stick to the fundamental truth that you have and let people see what a man or woman, what a good person looks like. Not in an attempt to make a display, not in an attempt to self-elevate, but in an attempt to just be the person that you ought to be. And stick true to that no matter what. For what could happen? You won't be dissatisfied in being the way that you are. And if the world decides to reject you, well, it would be far better to let society kill you than to live the life that you don't want. For what could possibly go wrong? You will live a satisfactory life if you adhered to the values of your fundamental nature. You will be proud of yourself, content. And maybe the world won't be prepared to endure such a man, and thus cutting that person off, killing them. Well, let them kill you. If society cannot endure such a man, then it is far better for them to just leave this planet. For it will be worse than death for this person to live amongst madness as a coherent person than to depart from this life. And if you're a person trying to live in such a manner, in such a different, more powerful way, I encourage you and I wish that I can step up to be in the same realm as well. I strive to become a better person myself every day. Nevertheless, it is a good reminder to tell yourself each morning, today I will encounter the busybody, the arrogant, the nervous, the slow, the whatever. To remind yourself that you may require more patience, you may require stronger virtue than others, but do not fret that God didn't decide to equally distribute the gift of intelligence. Do not fret that you have to endure more pain than others. If you carry these thoughts with you and you remind yourself of them continuously, you will avoid shorter temperance, shorter patience. You will avoid getting aggravated easier, and you will remember that it is in your duty to endure the otherwise lack of others. No longer talk about what a good person ought to be like. Be such and demonstrate it in the world. You shouldn't depend on others, but rather be satisfied on this way of carrying yourself to be content. But nevertheless, I'm rooting and encouraging you. Strive to be 1% better every day, and much love. Quick reminder to fix your posture and take deep breaths into your diaphragm from your nose.